You learn to identify with that which leaves your body when you die. You see, when you die, there's a moment there, and people who've worked in hospice care, or people who've watched people die can tell you of this. When you die, there's a moment where your body is devoid of the person. So the body is left right there on the bed, but the person, the soul, the energy, the aliveness leaves. This book teaches you, literally, it teaches you how to connect to that aliveness that you really truly are, to the presence of your being. And that is the end of all suffering. Hello, my sweet darling. How are you? Welcome or welcome back. And if you're new here, please subscribe. Thank you. So today we are reading. In the culture we live in, people stop reading immediately after school. But the truth is, reading is one of those principles of success that is so real. Have you ever met a successful person who doesn't read? As long as you're successful, books have to be a part of your identity. Books enlighten you, they open you, and you're capable of more. So in that regard, we're going to be talking about books that will spiritually awaken you in ways you never thought were possible. Are you ready? Let's go! So first we have Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Ooh, child. Let me tell you, the reason why I have put this book to be number one is because it's one of those books which offers a scientific approach to spirituality. Yes, you heard it right. A scientific approach to spirituality. Dr. Joe Dispenza is a renowned quantum physicist who has devoted his life's work into researching about the spiritual component of life. This book describes existence from a scientific perspective. And that's why if you're skeptical, if you're just a bit skeptical about God, consciousness, spirituality, this is the book for you. Even if you're slightly cynical, this is it. Sweetie, this is it. If I was to meet an atheist who has questions like, what is this? Where is God? What is God? What is spirituality? This is the book I would recommend. You know why? Because it's offering a scientific perspective on life, on existence. We get to understand where we come from, who we are from a scientific perspective. You know, the electromagnetic energy, and just there's a lot of science going on in that book. This is the book that interjects science and spirituality. I don't know anything better than that. Number two, we have The Healing Code by Alex Lloyd and Ben Johnson. On the cover, you can see on the screen, it's literally written 6 minutes to heal the source of any health, success, or relationship issue. When I tell you, no cap, no cap, this is the book. This is the book that heals everything. Sometimes we get books, but we don't really have the time to read from the first page to the last. But here's the secret. Go to the last chapters of the book and find the healing cord itself. The healing cord is an actual cord, right? It's a practice, almost like a ritual you perform every single day to help heal the source of any stress. Any stress. Yes. This book came into my life at the most opportune moment. It was a time, a period when I was really struggling with healing my father wound. I felt like there was so much pain, there was so much resentment, there was so much anger towards dad and towards my life generally, because that relationship you have with your father trickles down to every single thing you do, from your career, your love life, your sex life, your mental health, your spiritual self. Like, it just affects everything, and I was really losing balance. And I remember making a prayer to God, and I was like, please help me. And at that moment, almost like manna from heaven, this book just appeared. I can't tell you, I didn't buy this book. It just appeared in the house I was living in at the time. And I started reading the book, and I got to the healing cord itself, and I started doing my healing cords 3 times a day. And my intention was to forgive my dad and really just to let go of that pain, that resentment, and that anger. And I tell you, within a month, I felt like this whole load had been removed from my shoulders, and I was just a new being. What is healing? Healing is when we don't allow our past to affect our future. Healing is when we don't allow things that happen in the past to affect our present moment, to affect us right now, right? So it's when we release the pain of the past so that it does not move into our future. And this is exactly what that book does. Maybe you're still not aware of what you need to be healing from. This book will help you. It has the heart issues finder, where you find the things that are going on, maybe the things you need to work on. And then there are all these categories, and you do the healing codes. And let me tell you, this is the book. Like, I can't convince you enough. This is a miracle walking, for real. The Seat of the Soul by Gary Zukav at number 3. This is one of my favorite books. I've just started reading this book. I'm almost to the center, and let me tell you, it's amazing. Oprah talks a lot about this book, and really the core of the message, the entire message of the book is in page 31, where he says, when the personality rises to serve the energy of the soul, that is authentic power. We grow up in a culture that teaches us to focus on external power, status, money, image, everything else. But really, all these things come to an end. This book literally helps you find out how you can structure your personality, right, to serve the energy of your soul. Okay? Because the soul is an eternal presence that never ends. Yes, you could have the cars. Yes, you could have the money. Yes, you could have the family. Yes, you could have the fame. Yes, you could have the tattoos. Yes, you could have everything which is external power. But without authentic power, it's all vanity. I read about karma, and the belief that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It is so real. Like, everything is highlighted right there, even about incarnation and reincarnation, that if we don't heal ourselves in this lifetime, we will come back here to heal. We won't come back in the same personalities, of course, but we will be the same souls. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Next, we have Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth. Oh, let me tell you, this is the best book. Literally on the cover, it's written, Awaken to Your Life's Purpose. The best part about this book is that it makes you conscious of your ego. Okay, so there is the soul, there's the formlessness that we are. Then there is this form that we are, the personality, the cars we drive, the roles we play. I'm a mom, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a mother, our careers. That is the ego. If we identify with this ego, we get lost and we suffer, and there's a lot of pain. So this book will help you learn how to identify with who you really truly are, which is that formlessness, that aliveness that is just ever present and ever here. You learn to identify with that which leaves your body when you die. You see, when you die, there's a moment there, and people who've worked in hospice care, or people who've watched people die can tell you of this. When you die, there's a moment where your body is devoid of the person. So the body is left right there on the bed, but the person, the soul, the energy, the aliveness leaves. This book teaches you, literally, it teaches you how to connect to that aliveness that you really truly are, to the presence of your being. And that is the end of all suffering. In Zen Buddhism, they call it nirvana. When you achieve nirvana, that you stop being so identified with your mind and so identified with form, and you learn who you really truly are. You guys hear me asking you a lot, who are you? Who really are you? And I'll shout it at the top of my voice, right? Y'all are tired. Who are you? Because really, the core of your identity needs to be set straight. Once you set that straight, once you know who you are, everything else opens up. Everything else opens up. But when you're identified with a role, that I'm a father, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a teacher, I'm a manager, I'm a this, I'm a that, we suffer and we create pain for ourselves. Eckhart is a spiritual rock star. He is, for sure. This guy will awaken you in ways you never thought were possible. And last but not least, 101 essays that will change the way you think. Ooh! Listen to that title. 101 essays that will change the way you think. You know, every time I read a success book, they say that your mind creates your life. Your thoughts create your life. So if you change your thoughts, if you change your mind, you change your life. Brianna Wiest. I've talked about her on this channel so much. Y'all are tired. She will literally help you change your mind on so many things. And there are so many things in your life which you'll realize that you look at these things with a lot of limitation from your upbringing, limitation that you inherited from your ancestors and your parents. But she will help you see it for what it really truly is. Let me tell you, this book will change your mind for real. This has to be my best chapter in this book, and I'll share it with you because I love you. It often takes the contrast of pain to completely appreciate what we have, and it often takes hate to incite self-recognition. Sometimes the way light enters us is, in fact, through the wound. When she says, sometimes the way light enters us is, in fact, through the wound, what that registers to me is that these wounds are like portals. When we get to allow pain to teach us, we allow light to enter through our wounds, we find ourselves. We reconnect with our higher selves in deeper ways. And this is something I've experienced a lot to know to be true. That the pain we hold really, really is a teacher. Glenn Doyle says, pain is like a professor that knocks on everybody's door. Everyone. Pain is like a professor that knocks on everybody's door. Those who are successful are those who allow the pain to come in and says, stay until you teach me everything you need to teach me. I'll leave you with that. If there was any book which you felt inclined to get, purchase, or read, that's amazing. And if not, I hope I left you with something. I love you so much. Bye.